Welcome back, everybody. It's Untap Your Go, and today is the first day of the Arena Open for Sealed, and we are going to be playing. This event is the third iteration of its kind. We have had Standard, we have had Historic, and now we have Sealed. Cool thing about this event, if you win the 7 wins, you get a token entry for the second day, and then if you happen to get even 5 wins that day, you're getting 20,000 gems and an invitation to the PTQ coming up, the Strixhaven PTQ to be exact, and 6 wins is $1,000, 7 wins is $2,000. So what better way to spend your money, right? To try to get some more money back. So if you're going to play Sealed, 4,500 gems is almost the norm. I'm pretty sure it's like 3,000 gems to do a Sealed. So an extra 1,500 for the chance to win the money. Plus the next day you get a whole new Sealed pool. So you're getting 2 Sealeds for the price of 1.5 technically. So wish me luck on this event, guys. Leave a like on today's video, subscribe and the bell, all that good stuff. And yeah, let's do this. I'm so happy we get this Vorinclex. And that's another thing. For those of you who do not know, also, just for entry in the first day's event, gets you this sick, sweet Vorinclex with Phyrexian print all over the card. I mean, look at this. It's amazing. And it switches over to English when you highlight it, which is kind of cheesy. Let's open up our cards, see what our rares are. Please give me something good. Oh. Oh no. Alright, so there is a lot to take in. Alright everyone, flash forward. I decided to craft Rakdos. I think that this is pretty strong, out of our collection anyway. And we're going to take this into the first game, see how it feels, and if it feels strong enough, we're going to keep going with it. We are a little creature light, we're only playing 11 creatures, but we do play a lot of removal and interaction. We have a little bit of a reanimation with Carter's Vicious Return, as well as Return Upon the Tide. We have a little bit of a Boast synergy in the deck as well. We have Frenzied Raider. This is going to get a counter every time we boast or activate a boast ability, and most of our creatures in the deck have boast, which is decent. Also to note, 10 out of our 11 creatures are berserkers, so they all share the type basically. So we're going to play the one of Razor Jogger because most times that's going to grab us 2 creatures at instant speed, and that's really good for this. Foretell thing going, we got Crush the Weak, which is nice because it deals 2 damage to each creature for 1 mana, which we can play around, you know. Even though it's sorcery speed, we can like attack, you know, do the trades, get the damage in, and then wipe the board if we need to. We're also playing Arnie. Arnie's just really good, you know, and we're also playing Arnie Jr. Junior's not as good. Skull Raid is a pretty cool card, just as, you know, like a Mind Rot. Plus, it can draw you 2 cards, so you can play around it. In the early game, it just disrupts your opponent. In the late game, it helps you out. And that's the Rakdos build, so we're going to try this out, and wish me luck, guys. First game against TRC Luna. And our opening hand is not the worst. It's not great. We could foretell this on 2 if our opponent's a little slower. If they have creatures, we can play the Emberstorm Raider, find some more resources, have a body, and play to block. Provoke the Trolls to be able to deal with something, or pump our team, depending on how this game plays out. It's not going to get a lot better for us. I mean, we only have 11 creatures, like I said, so we're very late. We need to rely on our interaction. If this deck just gets completely rolled over this game, I'm going to do a complete rebuild, most likely just because, you know, again, there is a chance that we just get screwed out here. I should have actually foretold the Skull Raid. That's what I meant to do, but that's okay. Sculptor of Winter, and they have a Snowland. Yikes. So they're going to be going into a 4-drop pretty soon. Alright, so let's get in for 2. Sure. And we're going to foretell. Alright, so we're up against elves in the first game. Definitely not good. So when this comes into play, it makes the body. So it doesn't do anything else for them, which is good for us. Opponent with a lot of cards in hand, making them discard 2 isn't going to be the most backbreaking. We should hold off on that. Yeah, alright, so we're going to pass. I hope our opponent doesn't find like a Frostbite or something. Well, that feels bad. No blocks. Yeah. Our Crush the Weak is going to be super strong. At this point, do we provoke the trolls, the Sculptor of Winter? Whatever. Cheeky opponent. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and kill this. Oh. Juicy. I mean, I could foretell it. So we can get it for 1 and play Arnie the same turn. That would be disgusting. Well, first things first, let's attack. Sure. Yeah, opponent decides not to do it. Not to block. Yep, so we're gonna foretell. Make them discard 2 cards. They didn't play a land, so the cards in their hand cost more than 4. So whatever they discard are probably going to be decent. Carnell is pretty good, and Dogged Pursuit would have been a nightmare to fight against. 6, 7, 8. They might have like a run amok or something. No, okay. Pretty good. The only X3. What a bummer. This might actually work out better for me. Alright, so we're gonna play Arnie. Attack with everything. Say oops. Trick our opponent into thinking we didn't mean to. Nah, they weren't having it. That's fine. See, I was trying to play a little mental mind game. Maybe if I said oops, he might have been inclined to block with the Ice High Troll. He quickly said no. He's like, I'm just not gonna block. For real, I'll try to. Sure. That's cool. So this we basically have to kill. That gets indestructible. That's just frustrating. Go to combat. See what our opponent wants to do. Yep. 3 damage is free. Play our Death Knell Berserker. And we'll foretell. So we're basically going to throw the Death Knell Berserker under the bus no matter what. Okay. Well, that's a combat trick. Let's see it. What? This guy's like really good. It would have made all of his creatures insane. Yeah. Honestly, this is fine. So we wait for him to target the Ice High Troll. In response, we feed the Serpent. And then on our next turn, we attack for 3, and then Carter's Vicious Return to kill our opponent. Good game. Whew. Going into game 2 against Nerdy Man 787. That first game left me literally so anxious. Like, I feel good. I'm feeling good. We're going to keep playing this deck. Notice I never smoke my Enjoy on camera up until today. Very, very stressful situation. Raven Wings for our opponent, pretty good. All their creatures having flying. We actually didn't play ours. I didn't think about it. Yeah. So we're going to foretell one of the Crush the Weeks. Oh god, our opponent's 3 colors. That's a little frustrating. We're going to play the Death Knell Berserker. And equipped. Alright, so we have 4 mana. We can go to combat. Attack for 3, see what happens. Opponent gives us free damage. I'll take that. So we will foretell. Yeah. We'll double foretell. Spend a little bit of our early turn. Since our opponent's taking their time, kinda, we can take our time. He's gonna tap the dude, make a token. He's gonna have up to 5 mana potentially this turn. Alright. Well, we found his 5th land. It's tapped. This is cool. Target creature you control. Except there's a battlefield. Okay, so you can't just copy the dude. 5 mana. Yeah, alright, so we're just gonna get 3. Like, do we double crush the week now? Like, opponent has 5 cards in hand, like, I'm just gonna end the turn. I Shapia. Well, that dodges our thing. That's fine. Opponent's not stupid. Alright, when we foretell this, we're gonna end the turn one more time. Yep. Unreal. So if we attack, he's not going to block. If he does, we can kill one of the worms and one of the Sphellas. We're still in really bad shape otherwise. I guess. Alright, going into game 3. And our opening hand is not good, so we're going to mulligan. This is still not good. We might have to, like, if we lose this game too, we're probably going to have to change up the colors and stuff, because being this creature light is definitely hurting us, but we're this, like, all of our best interaction and removal are in black and red, so we're going to mulligan one more time. And his hand's better. So we'll bottom the Draugr thing. And I guess that just having Carter in our hands, absolutely awful. Turn 1, 1-drop. Okay. Thankfully, it's not too bad. Blue-white flyers, fuck. Alright, they're foretelling a card. That's better for us. And we got our tapped land out of the way, so we don't have to worry about drawing it later. Yep. We need 2 or more. 3 or more. Shit, we're never gonna get there with that. That's just gonna single-handedly kill us. Yeah. Seems good. These creatures have to attack, which kind of sucks that we have to play this now, but... Oh. We are fortunate on the play. We do have a decent hand. It's a little slow. I also changed the deck entirely, so hey, surprise. Up against Astrali. Alright, play ourselves our Usher of the Fallen. It sucks that we couldn't play that on 1. So now we are playing green, white, splashing blue for a few cards. Oh, great. Sweet. Our opponent's taking a little bit of time off. Yep. So we're going to start going wide. One of our payoffs is Herald's something. Betrayal or whatever, maybe. The 3-mana sorcery makes all of their creatures all their creatures makes target creature have to be blocked and gives it +1/+1. Alright, even though our life total isn't going to be bigger this turn, it's going to start drawing us cards, and that's going to help. It's going to gain us life and draw cards. Really hoping they don't have a way to destroy it. Broken Wings is an option, which we did not get any copies of. Grimdrauger's good. The equip is 2. Oh, that's a bummer. We killed our dude. Alright, so we're gonna foretell this. And I think we just pass turn, draw a card. That's good. Alright, opponent sacrifices. So they get some value out of it. Blood Relief is good, helps our go wide strategy. So we can play the Starnheim Courser and foretell. Pass it up, draw another card. This Cosmos is actually putting in the work. That's pretty threatening. Oh, the white source isn't bad. Well, his creature doesn't have flying yet, so that's good. We are going to start losing some life soon. So let's start going wide, or even wider. We'll hold up to Behold the Multiverse, so we get to draw 3 cards. We're looking 5 cards deep this turn. 1 from the Cosmos, 2 from the Scry, and 2 from the draw. That's good. We're obviously just going to block. Alright, Scry 2. See what we get. Land off the top that draws more. It's not bad. It'll gain us some life too. Both of these are good. Kind of irrelevant. I don't really like them. These are good. Whoa, that was weird. Very glitchy. The Frostpeak Yeti is gonna help close out this game, I think. Does the opponent have removal? We're gonna target the Yeti. Yep. Attack for the 2, put him down to 10. We draw another card. Our opponent has bigger threats than we do. Or bigger creatures, but our Yeti is gonna help close out this game. Well, that's probably like a Poison the Cup. Could also be a Skull Raid. Do we want to sacrifice it? No. We will lose the life. We're gonna put the counter here. Let's go to combat. Go ahead and make this unblockable. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's really good. So I guess we just play both the 3/2s. We'll pay with the snow. Still not certain what this card is. Now we know. It was Poison the Cup. I was right. So we would be taking 6, 11. So we'd be taking 11, going down to 6. On our turn, they lose the 6/5. Then they can put the flying on that. So we're gonna chump this turn. Keep our life total up a little bit. But we'll take it. Oh, I meant to pay the life. That's fine. Yep. I could have actually just... I could have won this turn. I'm actually really upset because I really could have just won that turn. If I took the damage, play Master Scald. Okay, never mind. So he had an answer. But if he didn't have an answer, I could have got back my Fall of the Imposter. And it would have been exactly lethal. Which is kind of a bummer. Okay. Does opponent have it? Mm-hmm. Opponent's got blockers. Ooh. Ooh. That's spicy. I think that wins us the game. Search our... It's not in our graveyard, right? Search your library. Rune of Flight. Gonna cast it here. Oh, God. Sick. We have our 2-drop with lifelink into Fall of the Imposter or Bound in Gold if they play a bigger threat that we need to deal with. Starnheim Courser is going to make both of these cheaper so we can actually play this and then double spell. And we have all of our colors with decent mixing. This is about as solid as our hand options can be, right? Like, get the tap land out of the way. I'm pretty sure it's the only tap land in the deck besides the blue-white land that sacrifices for the draw. Okay, our opponent decides to foretell, so we're up against another pretty slow-ish matchup. Gives us time to play our creatures and kind of establish some threats. Even the average bear is better in Magic nowadays. A 2-mana 2/2 with lifelink. Dude, that would have shat on stuff so hard back in the day. So hard. Opponent is ramping. They have a Glittering Frost. Alright, so we're going to play the Starnheim Courser. Since our opponent's going to be playing a big threat soon, we want to start committing more to the board. Next turn we can double spell, pacify their permanent, and pump our team. That could be very good. That's a bummer. Okay. That's still pretty good. So we can double spell now. And I don't want to pump the dude just to attack into death. So... we don't need the double any more white, so we'll play that for the blue source. Get down our Cosmos Elixir. And let's start drawing some cards. Opponent has no creatures in grave that we have to worry about right this minute. Pretty good. Okay. Opponent puts us down beneath 20. We're gonna play our Yeti, I think. Opponent's got to be running pretty low on removal, right? Like, there's no way. No way! These 4-color snow piles, man. They just shit on you so hard. Let's give our spider flying. There's nothing scarier in the world than a spider with flying. We also found our land. Up to 20 again. This Cosmos Elixir is going to give us a lot of reach, though, in this game. Just does a lot for you. Draws you cards, gains you life, so good. Come on, man! Removal.deck. How do you even still have creatures to play? This guy is really good. That guy is going to become a huge threat very soon. Yeah, we cannot let that live. Or at least let it do its thing. He tried. Didn't play Narfi first. Well, we don't have any good targets for our Master Scald, which really sucks. But we will put the counter here. Gain some life back. Please, just don't draw the removal spell you probably have. Please. Thank you. Put the counter here. We also drew into something that draws us some more cards. That's not bad. Back up to 20. Fuzzy Dune Lip. Come on. Just, yes. Keep blanking, dude. Just keep blanking. For like 2 turns. I'm still getting in for 6. Alright. So we pass. We go up to 22. I could have actually sacked, drew the cards, and then drew another card. I'm tilted. I got really excited because my opponent blanked, or I thought he did, and then I just made 2 critical misplays that can cost me this game. He still has the mana. He chose not to. That's a really good draw for us. So we're going to play Beryl, Outrider. We're going to pay with Snow. Search our graveyard. Search our library. I know it's in play, so it really doesn't matter. Let's get in for 6. Oh man. We're playing against Caspaw, the friendly Magic player, and our opening hand is interesting. No blue just means we can't cast the Rune of Flight right now, which is fine. The rest of the hand is keepable. We can play some of our cards. Drew into a land, thankfully. Most likely like a Behold the Multiverse or something. We found our own. Though, I think we just play the 4-2. Pressure their life total. They look like they're taking their time to set up a little bit. Let's try to abuse that. Sure. You got yourself a 3-3. Let's play ourselves the Courser. Do we attack? Nah, I don't think so. Like we could have, he probably would have traded with the 4-2, or he would have chumped, or he would have blocked the 2-2. Dogged Pursuit's pretty good. It gives him some reach in the game. Usher the Fallen's not bad. Go ahead and foretell this. Play the Usher. And then let's just start getting overhead. We're only attacking for 1. Technically with the Dog Pursuit, which kind of sucks. Enters a battlefield, search a library for a snowland. That's pretty good. And it gets bigger. That sucks. Oh, but real Outrider's not bad. Still would much rather draw a blue source here. If we can find a blue source, our Nightvold Recluse is going to help. We actually have a couple creatures that have decent amount of power. That's going to become an issue really quickly. Yep, and we're not finding our mana, so this is looking like a loss, I think. But we have to play the 4-4 just to keep the pressure up to pace with our opponent. Which one is this? The, token copy. That's disgusting. Gets a token copy of his Ravenous Worm. Oh my god. This guy got the nuts. What a pull, man. What a pull. Could you give me a land? Could you give me a blue land? That's all I need. Our opponent has a ton of stuff. We have a ton of stuff. We can't, I mean, we can't do anything. Yeah, Herald's pretty good. Does he hit? Good. Most of the time in Limited he doesn't. But he's still a good creature, and when he does hit, it's ridiculous. We found our blue, and it's a snow land. Hot damn. Hot damn, hot damn. Nothing has reach. Their priest puts -X on our creatures. For each snow land, he has 1, 2. Is it for each snow permanent? Oh, it's just snow lands. Okay, so it's only -2. So we have to put it on our big dude. That's not bad either. Start getting in for 4. Keep going wide. And if we find Herald's Betrayal or whatever it is, that could be game. We have 4, 8. We have 10 creatures. So we would be giving this guy +10/+10, and he'd be a freaking 14/14 plus everything else that we got going for us. He still only has 2 snow lands. He passes it up. Alright, Behold the Multiverse. Both are pretty mediocre, I think, at this point. Iron Verdict's not bad. Well, we'll go ahead and foretell it. Yep, let's keep getting in for 4. Yep. That's a bummer. Still no attacks. That's not the worst. Certainly not the best. Still no attacks. That's pretty good. Taps the lifelinker. It's fair. Okay. Bounding Gold is good, but what do we hit? Yeah, I think the best option is hitting the Mirror Lake. Hope he doesn't have a counterspell, I guess. Alright, so he effectively dealt with one of his threats, because, I mean, let's face it, if he Mirror Laked the worm or something, that'd be very frustrating. And we're just dying slowly, so we need to do something about this. That'll help. Still no attacks. Yep. And there it is. Does it matter? So it just specifies that it must be blocked. Doesn't matter what he blocks it with. Alright. Then we have to hold off a turn. If we just all attack there, we're probably just dead. His creatures are better at rate than ours. Yep, we lose the 2. We're going to sacrifice the gate and draw 2 cards here. If we can find our second copy of King Harold's Revenge, then we definitely can win this game. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. First, we play Doomscar. That can only be activated at sorcery speed. We put that there, keep it out of range, right? So he's got 1, 2. No, he's got enough snow basics. Alright, so he can kill our guy soon. Still hold up the King Harold's Revenge another turn. Alright, man. Packmate.deck. Okay, so our opponent kills that guy. That's perfectly fine with me. them losing their Yeti is pretty good. Alright. No attacks still. I keep it on the guy, I think. Next turn, they have to sacrifice their 6/6. Do we wait for that? Elixir's like probably an insanely good draw for us too. Pass it up one more time. We're up a few life. Return 2 target snow permanent cards. They get the Barilla. Okay, so they get their Frostbeak. They get their Frostbeak Yeti and their guy back. They still only have 3 Snowlands. Can't kill our Story Seeker, and it has Summoning Sick. It would have Summoning Sickness anyway. Oh, that's actually pretty good. So now he has to sacrifice the Spirit guy. Yep. I think this is game, guys. Assuming they don't have a response. Please, for the love of God. Mind you, I could... They have 3, 6, 9 blockers. 2 of them have to be blocked, so that leaves them 7. We have 3, 6, 7, 8 attackers. So they basically... Yeah, we basically have to all attack. I could have also boasted. I missed my boast triggers, both of them, because I'm an asshole. But that's okay. We have our Iron Verdict, so we can kill whatever they try to hit us with the backswing. So if opponent tries to do the Draugr thing next turn, we can Iron Verdict. He's probably going to get his worm back, gain 6, or what is it, 4? He's going to gain his 4 life back. Opponent's down to 10 cards in library, too. We still have 12. This has been a long game. Alright, so we still get our boast triggers. So leaving up the 1/1, I guess, is fine. Maybe I should have played one and held up the other. Probably doesn't want to give us any of this stuff. All things considered. If it were like lands, then they can just fill our deck back up with lands. Okay, they gave us stuff. They didn't have to choose anything. His priest gets to kill our Story Seeker. Or Blizzard Brawl gets to do it. This game looks like a punt, actually. I feel like all attacking there cost me the game. Sure did. Sure fucking did. No blocks. Gets his worm back. Oh, it doesn't? Oh. You're gonna draw? Dude. Alright, bro. You're bet. Bet. Keep drawing cards, man. I'm gonna outdraw you at this point. Courser's good. A little bit. Helps us kind of close out the game somewhat. Didn't give me the option to spend the snow mana on it either, which is actually super frustrating. Why didn't you? Auto tapper. Bro. Bro. Do the thing. Please. How many of these did you open, man? 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's just a 3, but I felt like, didn't we see 3 in play already? You got both of them back? Or did he have another one? Dream Devourer? Okay. That's a pretty good rare, actually. Sure. Well, that feels good. Okay. Oh, come on, deck. Come on. Can't do this to me. Oh, let's get some of that life back. Yep. Yeah. Well, guys, it's been real. Well, that's it for today, everybody. Unfortunately, we went 3 and 3 and could not place into day 2. But it was a lot of fun. Got some cool cards out of it. Our rares were honestly shit. Like, we had very shit pools, but did the best that I could. The first deck, I probably should have just switched after the first loss and just immediately went to the other deck that I had. And to be fair, I should have just played this deck to begin with. This deck was a lot better. Just breaking this down really quick, we were playing green-white. Our plan was to try to rely on King Harold's Revenge, while also, you know, just playing a bunch of go-wide strategies. We had Fall the Imposter, Master Skull to buy it back, Cosmos Elixir, we had a Toski. This would have been great to have any point in the game to be able to block. The Frostpack Yeti to try to close out the game, Behold the Multiverse, find some stuff. You know, the Rune of Flight and the Runeforge Champion package worked out pretty cool one time. I wish I got to see it more than once. Gates of Isfel is pretty good. Like I said, I mean, this deck was obviously superior to the Rakdos deck that we played first, which we should have just played this. We would have had a much better chance in this tournament, but overall, I'm not upset. I'm not like mad at it. You know, I could have done a lot worse. Like, we won the first game, lost the second 2. So for us to be able to pick up 2 more wins before we got the loss, you know, at least that's something. If you guys can please leave a like on today's video, it would really lift my spirits. I'm upset that I lost, but this video took hours to make. Hours. Like 6.5, 7 hours. Because I had to do the sealed, I had to make my deck, play the event, edit the stuff, make the thumbnail, do the deck lists, you know, all the links in the descriptions, all the annotations afterwards. Just know that a lot of effort is going into making these videos, guys, so it would mean a ton to me if you guys can leave a like, and even better, subscribe, hit the bell, stay up to date with all the future content. It would really help and mean a ton to a small-time content creator who just wants to make it and be somebody. So, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Rob, aka Untap Your Go. It's been real, and I will see you guys all in the next video.